Hello, we will see today experiment number 3. The title of our experiment is Network Connectivity Testing Tools. So, in this experiment we are going to study which are the different commands or the utilities, or you can say the tools which are used for the network connectivity testing. Okay. So, there are various like commands or tools are available, like we have a IP config, then we have a ping, ARP, root, then trace route, netstat. These are the different commands, or we can call it as a utilities also. So, this utilities the administrator can use for testing the network connectivity. Okay, it is used for network connectivity testing. For what purpose? In case of if any problem in the network, for troubleshooting that particular problem, the administrator is going to use this particular commands. Okay, so all these particular commands are called, there are many more, but we are going to see at least these few. Okay. So, these particular commands are used for testing the network connectivity. So, let us go one by one. In this experiment what you are going to do is that, so for every one of this command you just run this command and see the output, whatever the output that you are getting. Okay. So, let us start with the first command. So, I hope that right now the aim or you can say the topic of the experiment is clear to all. We are going to study all these commands which are used for testing the network, or you can say it is used for network connectivity testing. Okay. So, let us go one by one. So, let us start with the first command, that is called as IP config. So, all of you know that IP config, I have already shown this command during maybe in the lecture. So, IP config is called as internet protocol configuration. Okay, it is called as internet protocol configuration. So, basically this particular command is this is a Windows based command. In Linux we are going to use if config. Okay, in Linux, if you are using Linux machine, then you can use if config command. So, it is very similar to that, but the just command is different. Okay. So, for Windows we have a if for Windows we have IP config, and for Ubuntu or the Linux based machine we have a if config. So, this is the command which is used for to manage the IP address assigned to your machine. Okay, it is used for managing the IP address which is assigned to your machine. So, all of you know that there will be an IP address to your machine. So, what is this IP address? This is called as logical address given to your machine. It is of total 32 bit. It is of total 32 bit. Now, this is a command which is related with IP address. So, for what purpose we have to use this command? To manage the IP address. Okay. Now, let us see, there are three different use of this particular command. Okay. So, like basically this command you can give along with three options. So, what is the first option? So, either you can execute this command like ipconfig, or you can execute this command by ipconfig/all, or you can say ipconfig/release, or you can say ipconfig/renew. Okay. Now, let us see one by one when we are going to use this command. Okay. So, if you say only ipconfig, it will give you the network configuration of your machine. Okay. It will give the network configuration of your machine. If you want to display the full TCP IP configuration of your adapter, adapter means route like your interface, network interface. If you want to see all that network interface configuration, you have to use ipconfig/all, ipconfig/all. So, this particular command like ipconfig/all, it will give you full detail of your interface, network interface or TCP IP configuration of your adapter, that is the interface. So, it will show you all that details. Okay. Now, let me show you that command. For that you can go to the command prompt, open the command prompt. Okay. So, this is the command prompt, and in this command prompt I can say ipconfig/all. If you say ipconfig/all, it will give me full detail of my detail TCP IP configuration of my adapter or the interface. If I give an enter, it will display all the details. So, look at here, that means it will show you the host name, what is the host name of your machine, like that. We are interested right now, I am using the wireless connection. So, let us see what is a wireless you can say the IP address and all. If you just drag just go below. Okay. So, you can see this for wireless LAN adapter that I am using Wi-Fi right now. So, you can see this is what the physical address of my machine. Okay. So, all of you know that there is a physical address or the MAC address of your machine. So, this particular address is called as MAC address. This is of total 48 bits. This is of total 48 bits, and this is fixed. This is a fix. Which adapter I am using? I am using Broadcom 802.11n network adapter for Wi-Fi, and this is what the physical address of my machine. Okay. Also, you can see the IPv4 address, that is logical address of your machine here. For example, 192.168.43.253. So, this is the IPv4, okay, IPv4, that is a logical address of my machine, and this is what the subnet mask. So, for as this is belongs to the class C address, in the coming chapter we are going to see the detail in IP address. So, there we are going to see what are the different classes, but right now this 192 it belongs to class C. So, for class C the default subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. So, what you have to do is that you simply execute this command and see your network details. Okay. So, you have to note down what? You have to note down two important things for your machine, that is the physical address of your machine and logical IP address of your machine, and also you can get the other details like what is a default gateway, who is whether do you have a DHCP server, okay, DNS server. So, all these details that you will get here, okay, for your machine. So, what is an IP address of DHCP server, DNS server. So, every detail that you will get here. Important thing that you have to note down the physical address of your machine and IPv4 address of your machine and the corresponding subnet mask. Okay. Now, this is the command, that is I have shown you ipconfig/all, ipconfig/all. There are another two commands here that you have to give, that ipconfig/release, okay, and ipconfig/renew. Now, these two commands you right now do not try, because this is used basically these two commands are used in case of DHCP, okay, that is dynamic host configuration protocol. Let me explain what is in little bit what is this DHCP is. Let me open some another word file. Okay, let us talk about what is DHCP. Now, basically when you assign IP address to your machine, there are two ways to assign the IP address. One is that you can assign the IP address statically. Okay, statically you can assign means manually you can assign the IP address manually. So, for example, administrator can go to the machine and open the network configuration and write down the IP address or assign the IP address manually. The another way that you can assign the IP address to your machine is the using DHCP. Okay. So, what is this DHCP? It is called as dynamic host configuration protocol. So, if you are giving manually, then this is a static. If you are using DHCP server, then it is a dynamic. So, there are two ways, like the dynamic assignment of IP address. So, the first way is static and the second one is dynamic assignment of an IP address. So, for this dynamic assignment we are using DHCP server. So, what is this DHCP server? Assume that in our lab, suppose there are 20 machines. In our lab, suppose there are 20 machines. So, assigning IP address to each machine is a little bit you can say it is a time consuming task, because the lab assistant has to go to every machine, then open the network configuration and assign the IP address. So, instead of that, what they do is they have to simply create a server in the network, that is called as DHCP server. So, this server have many IP address, or you can say it has a pool of IP address. Okay, it has a pool of IP addresses, like it is a database. Okay, it is an IP address database. So, this DHCP is configured, this DHCP server is configured in the network. Okay, this DHCP server is configured in a network. So, assume that right now our DHCP has IP address pool 10.10.10.1 to suppose 10.10.10. suppose 20. So, this is a pool. Okay, so that means the IP address will be from 10.10.10.1 up to 10.10.10.20, and suppose this is a pool means a database. Okay, एवढे IP address आपल्याकडे आहेत. So, this IP address will be there in the DHCP server. Okay, there is a table that this IP addresses are there. So, what this particular 20 machine does, when this machine start, okay, or when this machine boot basically. So, whenever this machine boot, this particular machine will contact to DHCP server. It will contact to DHCP server in the network, and then and it is requesting for any one of the IP address from this pole. So, assume that our pole is 10.10.10.1 up to 10.10.10.20. So, whenever this machine in the lab will boot, okay, initially they do not have any IP address. So, after booting, what that machine will do, that machine will first contact to the DHCP server for getting the IP address, and what is the job of DHCP server? Okay, so here I can just write down, whenever any machine boot, that machine will contact to the DHCP server. For what he will contact? That machine will contact to the DHCP server for getting the IP address, Getting? Now, what is the job of this DHCP server? This DHCP server will assign any IP address to that machine from the pole. Assign any IP address to that machine from the pole. Okay. So, right now we can have our pole from 1 to 20. ज्यावेळेला एखादी machine boot होईल, so that machine will contact to the server and server will assign any IP address from this range, or you can say this is a range. So, from this range any IP address will be assigned to that particular machine. So, in this way machine will get IP address from the server. There is no manual IP address assignment. Okay. Now, whenever this machine will get the IP address, this IP address is not permanently assigned, it is assigned for some time. Okay. It is assigned for some time, that is called as lease time. Okay. Lease time is nothing but the time and up to what? It is a time period till what, or you can say till that IP address is active for that machine. Okay. IP address is active for that machine. Okay. म्हणजे किती वेळासाठी तो IP address त्या machine कडे राहणार आहे. So, that is particular time is called as a lease time. So, automatically when this time get over, this IP address will get released from that machine. Okay. So, I hope that little bit you understand what is DHCP. So, for dynamic configuration of your machine, you need DHCP server. So, in that case you need the other command. Okay. So, I come back to our if config. Okay, sorry, ipconfig is the command for Windows. So, if you say ipconfig/release, okay, so if I give here, suppose the command suppose my machine has received an IP address from the server, that is 10.10.10.5. okay. Assume that machine 1 has received 10.10.10.5 IP address from DHCP server, and now suppose that machine want to release this IP address before the lease time. नको आहे त्याला तो IP address. What that machine will do? It will give the command, that machine 1 will give the command ipconfig /release and 10.IP address 10.10.10.5. That means once this particular command is executed by machine 1, this IP address will get released from the or you can say it will be taken away from the machine 1. Okay. So, that is what called as release/release. Okay. And another is called as renew. The next command is called as renew. So, if a machine want to renew the IP address, suppose that this machine has already this IP address and this particular IP address is going to be expired. So, if the machine 1 want to renew the IP address, then the particular command will be given as ifconfig/renew 10.10.10.5. So, in that case, suppose already we have this IP address assigned by the DHCP server to machine 1, and right now this machine 1 is going to renew, okay, because this IP address is going to expire due to lease time, and he want to renew this IP address. What the machine will do? He will contact to the he will execute this machine will execute the administrator will execute the command ipconfig/renew and the IP address 10.10.10.5. So, in that case, this particular IP address will get renewed and it will be assigned to machine 1 again. This is because that IP address is not permanent, it is available till the lease time. Okay. It is available till the lease time. So, all of you do not execute this bottom 2 command, but at least you should know what is this release and renew. So, these two are used in case of DHCP configuration. Okay. You have to execute just the command, that is ipconfig/all, and note down the details of your machine as I said. Okay. So, go for that, you need to go to the command prompt, say cmd, okay, and very simple, you can say ipconfig/all, and whatever the details that you are getting, suppose if you are using any Wi-Fi or if you are using any local network connection, that you can just simply note down what is an IP address, what is a subnet mask, then what is the physical address of your machine, what is the description of your network. So, everything that you can get detail here. What is the default gateway, okay, whenever you send the packet to other machine, via which gateway it has to be traveled, then DHCP server चा address काय आहे, okay, DNS server address is what. So, that all things that you have to simply see for your machine. Okay. So, all this is about the IP config. I hope that all of you understand the first command. It is used for manage the IP address, or you can see the details of your adapter. Okay, you can see the TCP IP configuration for all your adapters. Adapter means, suppose right now if I have the wired network also and Wi-Fi also. So, right now I have two adapters, okay, two interfaces, one is wired and another is wireless. So, it will show you the details of all the network interfaces for your machine. Okay. So, that is what about the IP config. Now, let us move to the second command. If you look at what is the second command, the second command is ping. Second command is ping. So, let us go down. Okay, the second command is ping. So, ping is basically, okay, ping is basically it is a command line utility. Utility means it is a command basically, okay, that is used for to check whether any other device or the network, or you can say host, is reachable from your machine, okay, is reachable from your machine, that it is act as a test, okay. It is used for testing purpose to see if any network device is reachable from your machine. Okay, एखादं दुसरं डिवाइस किंवा दुसरी मशीन तुमच्या मशीन पासून reachable आहे का. So, that is you can see with the help of ping command, okay, that you can see using ping command. Suppose I have a 20 machines in our lab, 1 to 20 suppose, and I want to test that whether machine 20 is reachable from machine 1. So, I simply execute ping command at machine 1 and I just test whether that 20th number machine is reachable or whether it has accessible from my machine. Okay. So, that you can do by using ping command. So, it is basically this command, when you execute the ping, the thing that you have to give is, if you see like the command that I have already executed below, I will tell you what is the how it works basically. So, for the command, in the command prompt you can give ping followed by, ping is the command, then followed by, either you can give the domain name or you can give the IP address. If you know the IP address, you can give the IP address, or otherwise you can give the domain name also. So, what this ping command is done, ping is basically this particular command, I will just go to that another word file. Okay, I will just remove this part. Okay, now let us see what is ping. Okay. So, ping basically uses one another packet, it will send one packet that is called as ICMP packet, and in ICMP, that I hope that all of you remembered what is this IPMNC, it is called as Internet Control Message Protocol. It is called as Internet Control Message Protocol. So, this particular protocol ICMP, it has many you can say the messages that are used for controlling your network, and out of that the one of the ICMP the type is echo. Okay. It is called as echo request and echo reply. Echo request and echo reply. If you simply search on internet, so go and search with ICMP packet types. ICMP packet types. So, you will get the list of, sorry, let me check my mobile. Just wait, I will just check my network connection. So go and type the ICMP packet types. ICMP packet types. Oh, let's check me the connectivity. Yeah, and go and type the ICMP packet types. So if you go here and see that there will be the list of packet types, it will showing. So if you look at here, there is a type 0, okay, or I can just see the more atoms from this, okay. Yeah. So if you get here that there will be the packet called as echo. So there will be echo request and echo reply. So these two packets will be, it is a part of ICMP protocol. So echo request, suppose machine 1, if machine 1 want to test whether machine 20 is reachable from it. So okay, machine 1 wants to see whether this 20th machine is reachable, okay, whether it is connected, okay. So what this machine 1, what command the machine 1 execute? Suppose we assume that the machine 20th has its IP address 10.10.10. suppose 14, okay, or we can say 10.10.10.20 is the IP address of machine 20th, okay. Now what this machine 1 will do? Machine 1 will execute the command, machine 1 executes the command ping, okay, and what he want to test is that machine 20th is reachable. So what is the IP address of machine 20th? It is 10.10.10.10.10.20, okay. So ping and IP address. So the machine 1 will send the echo request, machine 1 will send one ICMP packet of echo request to machine 20, and machine 20 will reply it by using echo reply, So echo request will be sent from machine 1 to machine 20, okay, and machine 20 will reply back by echo reply. If it is accessible, if it is in network, okay, then it will send the echo reply. So by this command you can test whether other machine is get accessible from your machine. So you have to give simply the IP address, or you can give the subnet, or you can give the domain name of the destination, okay. You can give the IP address of destination, or you can give the domain name of destination to whom you want to test, So for that you can go for, and as I told you the logic, what this will based on, it will based on ICMP protocol, where there will be exchange of echo request and echo reply. Machine 1 will send echo request, and if machine 20 is available in the network, that machine will reply back by echo reply, okay. So let us go to the command prompt. Suppose I want to test whether RIT India, okay, is accessible from my machine. So what you do is ping, say RIT India .edu, ritindia.edu. Now you can see that, okay, so you can see that reply is coming. So this is an IP address of our RIT India server. So 202.38.172.170. So this is an IP address of machine where there will be RIT India server already installed, okay. Now what my machine will do, he will simply send, my machine will send the ICMP echo packet to ritindia.edu, and that machine will reply me by echo reply. And you can say how many messages from my machine has been sent, 4 message has been sent, and all you can see the statistic below, that 4 message echo request will be sent from my machine, and all those echo request will get a reply. So there will be 0% loss, and I will get the reply back for all. That means I am getting the response from that machine, it means that that machine is accessible from me, okay. Or you can either test by giving IP address. Right now we know that IP address of this ritindia.edu is 202.38.172.170. So you can test by that also. You can say 202.38 192.170. This way also you can test. Okay. I think I have given the wrong one. So, see, if you give something wrong, then it will say that request timeout, because this machine right now, suppose whoever having this particular IP address, it is not reachable. So, my machine is sending the request, but there will be no reply for this. So, it will say the request timeout like that. Okay. So, that means 4 packets, 4 echo request packet will be sent, all 4 will get lost, because there will be no reply received here. Okay. I hope that you understand here. Now, let us ping for again the above one, 202.38.172. This is an IP address of RIT-India.edu, and then 170. Okay. If you see, now I am getting the reply back, but for this I am not getting I have not received any reply. Getting? So, if you are not getting reply, you will get request timeout. So, once this such type of messages that you will get, administrator will know that this machine is not accessible from my machine. Okay. It is not in network like that. Okay. It is not get received from me. Yes. So, I hope you understand ping. It is used for testing the reachability of another machine, and it will be based on ICMP. It will be based on ICMP protocol, where there is a use of echo request and there is a use of echo reply. The request will be sent from your machine, reply is coming back from other machine. Okay. And if there is no reply, then you can get the message request timeout like that. Okay, I hope you understand. So, we will go to the next command. The next is ARP. Next is a ARP. Now, basically this ARP that might be you already heard this name from me. Like ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. Okay, it is called as Address Resolution Protocol. So, for what purpose this particular protocol is used? It is used for mapping. It is used for mapping IP address to the physical address. IP address to the physical address. So, suppose you know IP address of any machine, and if you want to know physical address, that is MAC address, then there is a use of ARP protocol, because this ARP protocol is used for mapping the IP address to the corresponding MAC address. So, assume that your machine will know IP address of any machine. Okay. Now, I already told you that whenever you can okay, suppose in earlier command, if I give here RIT-India.edu, or here suppose suppose your machine will know the IP address. Let me go back to ARP. Okay, so if you know the IP address of any machine and if you want to find out the physical address, then the protocol used is called as Address Resolution Protocol. So, this particular like machine, if my machine has already sent the ARP request, so there will be some databases created for my machine. So, that is called as ARP cache. It is called as ARP cache. Suppose already some ARP packets has been already sent by my machine to find out the MAC address of another machine. So, there will be ARP cache get created. So, you can see this ARP cache by using the some commands. So, let me show you few commands. Okay. Okay. So, you can display the complete ARP cache by using -a without specifying any IP address. So, if you give ARP, this is a command, using just an -a, like here bottom I have shown you that ARP -a, then it will show you the different records in the ARP cache, different records in ARP cache. Okay, like this is the database of my machine. So, already my machine has sent away the ARP request and he will receive the physical address of many machine from this IP address. So, that database has been created and that is called as ARP cache, So, what it has basically it has two very important components, like the IP address of machines and their physical address. So, assume that this request has been already sent by my machine, okay, and this cache is created. So, from my machine the request has been sent for finding the physical address of machine who has having IP address 192 168.168.100.1. okay. So there will be a reply from that machine, and that is what the physical address. So every time whenever ARP packet will be sent in the network, the other machine who has that particular IP address will reply by sending the physical address. तुम्हाला एखाद्या मशीनचा physical address माहिती नसेल, so from your machine ARP packet will be sent that who is having 192.168.2.2.5.1. so that machine will reply by sending the physical address. That machine is replied by sending the physical address. Okay. So this is already available cache. So you can see that cache by like ARP-A. Okay, you can see ARP-A. So this is available cache of my machine. Available cache of my machine where there will be an IP address and of the others and the physical address. Okay. So this way you can check the ARP cache. So the command is ARP-A without any IP address. Okay. So it will give you the cache. Now if you want to see the physical address of any particular machine, if you want to see the physical address of any particular machine, then you have to give the command ARP-A and IP address of that machine, IP address of that machine. So let us go into the command prompt and let me check that ARP-A 192.168.43. suppose 225 dot, oh, something is wrong. Okay, I think right now this particular address is not available. Let me try for any other. Let's try for any other. 168.43.1. yeah. So it will show if you give ARP-A without any IP address, then it will show the entry of all cache. If you are interested to see only one, then you need to give the IP address of that machine for which you want to see the physical address. त्या machine चा physical address तुम्हाला इथे मिळेल. ठीक आहे. So I'll repeat again, ARP is used for mapping or to finding the physical address if you know the IP address of other machine. Okay. So that is called as address resolution protocol. That is called as address resolution protocol. And see this particular message, this ARP packets will be automatically sent by your machine. Okay. So when your machine want to know IP physical address of another machine who has having some destination IP address, so from your machine the packet will be sent, that is ARP packet looking for this IP address, okay, who is having this particular IP address, and that machine will reply by sending the MAC address. Okay, that is what ARP. So just remember that it is used for mapping IP address to physical address. You can find the physical address of another machine by the IP address of that machine. Okay. Okay. The next command is called as root. Next command is called as root. So root is basically, it is command which is used to print or to see the routing table. So all of you know that there will be use of a routing table. So this routing table is used for like to decide whenever there is a packet sent to the destination via which route it will travel. So that entry will be there in the routing table. Okay. So root is basically that command which is used to see the routing table of your machine. So there is various options, like I'll just go down and I will show you that option first. There are different commands, like you can say root print. Root print means it will print the available routing table. You can add the route, you can delete the route, or you can change the route also. But right now I just suggest only to execute the first command, that is print. Don't go to add and delete or change any route, because this routing table has been automatically created by your machine based on the reachability of their machine. So this routing table is already there, okay, and it is goes on changing as per the statistics of the network. So for that you have to just execute the command root print. Root is a command and Okay, root is a basically utility which has the option print. So root print will give you the routing table of your machine, okay, of your interface. So basically whenever you execute this root print command, you will get the four important parameter. The first is destination, second is the subnet mask, third is the gateway, fourth is interface, and the last one is merit. So destination means which destination, okay, destination IP address here, then what is a subnet mask for that IP address, then if you want to send to that destination, what is a default gateway, कुठल्या gateway ला message send होईल जर ह्या machine ला पाठवायचं असेल ह्या destination ला, if you want to send to this destination, on which gateway that message will be get forwarded, okay, and for that which interface of your machine is used. So suppose you have two interfaces, one is wired and one is wireless. So from on which interface it will be get forwarded and the number of hops. So that will be given as a merit. So here I have already mentioned the destination address, okay, the IP subnet mask of that destination address, the default gateway where this particular packet will be get forwarded, and interface through which that packet will be get delivered, and matrix is indicates the number of hops, okay. So if your machine want to send some message to other, so it will go through this gateway and on this interface. So direct on-link means there will be direct you can say the connection available. So for that again you need to open the command prompt. You can give the CLS command to clear the screen and say root print. So it will print all the information of the routing table, okay. So this is your active routes, the routing tables, okay. So I can show like yeah. So if you look at here 127.0.0.1, so this is your loopback address. Loopback means this is a special address used, okay. Loopback means whenever you send any packet to this IP address, it will not go into the network, it will be limited to your machine only, it will not send on the network. So you can use this loopback address which having this particular subnet mask, and on link means there is a direct link available, there is no use of any gateway and all, okay. And on which interface it will send, it will be sent on the same, that is 127.0.0.1, that is a loopback address. So such type you can get. Right now it is showing some active entries, but this particular table will goes on changing. So important thing that you have to remember here, destination address, then its subnet mask, if you want to send to that destination, which gateway, to which gateway your message will be forwarded. ह्या मशीनला जर पाठवायचं असेल ह्या डेस्टिनेशनला, तर तो कुठल्या गेटवे पासून पास होईल किंवा कुठल्या गेटवेला डिफॉल्ट जाईल आणि कुठला इंटरफेस वापरला जाईल मशीनचा त्या केसमध्ये. सो दिस थिंग इट विल शो बाय यूजिंग रूट प्रिंट, ओके. सो इट विल प्रिंट दी routing table of your machine, it will print the routing table of your machine. Okay. The next command is trace route. Next command is trace route. Basically this trace route command, it is used to print the path the packet will take to go from your machine to the specified one, from your machine to specified one. Okay, it will print the path the packet will travel, okay, from your machine to the machine that is specified. And actually the command is not trace route, the command is tracert. The command is tracert. Okay, it is called as trace route. The command is tracert. So it will take either domain name or it will take an IP address of your machine. So what is the command given here? The command is tracert. On the command prompt you can give the command tracert. Okay, tracert. Tracert is a command, and you can give the IP address or you can give the domain name of any other machine. So it means that from your machine to this machine, whichever the packet travel, it will travel via which route. will travel via which route. So that will printed by the trace route command. The actual command is tracert. Tracert is the actual command. Okay, it is called as trace route. So if you look at here the scenario, the command is tracert and then IP address 11.1.0.1. Suppose this is the destination IP address. So what it look for? From my machine to this machine, the packet will travel via which routers, okay, which routers in the network. So you can look at here, it will go to first router, that is 157.54.48.1, then it will go to 11.1.0.67, and then finally it will go to 11.1.0.1 like that. So this that means from my machine to this machine, it has been travel through these two routers. It has travel through these two routers. हे दोन routers मधून ते packet जाणार आहे, and then finally it will receive that particular packet by the destination. Okay. Yeah, you can say that particular command is, for example, I can execute. Let me clear the screen first. Yes. So the command is tracert, and if I say ritindia.edu, so it means that from my machine to ritindia.edu, whichever the packet get travel, it is travel by which route. So all that route will be get printed here. So by this you can test that the packet from your machine to that machine. So that means you can see here the IP address of our RIT India. So it is 202.38.172.170. This is an IP address of our ritindia.edu. So from my machine to this machine, whichever the packet will travel, it will travel through many routers. So it will show you that like a list of those routers here. Okay, this command will take some times. So see, it will take many routers. There will be many routers it will visit, and finally then it will go to ritindia.edu. So that list of routers it will show here. This command will take some time. It will print all intermediate list of routers. Yeah, you can see that the list of routers is 192.168.43.1, 10.70. So these are the IP address of routers which are visited by the packet sent from my machine to the destination ritindia.edu. And finally you can see that finally there will be 202.38.172.170. This is an IP address of ritindia.edu. So from my machine to that machine, it will visited these many routers in between. Okay. So trace route, that is tracert is the command, tracert, and then IP address. You can execute the same command by tracert. Instead of domain name, you can specify the IP address also. For example, 202.38.172.170, and if you hit enter, you will get the same output, because this is an IP address of ritindia.edu. Okay. So conclusion is that tracert is the command which is used for tracing the route from your machine to the destination. It will print the list of all routers that the packet is going to visit from when the packet will travel from your machine to the destination. Okay. So that is a tracert. So administrator can see the path which routers the packet will visit whenever it will send from your machine to the destination. And the last command is called as netstat. So netstat is used, it is called as network statistics. It is called as network statistic. So this command is used for displaying the network connection for your network interface. Okay. So netstat will give the all active connections of your interface. Okay, that is the netstat command. It will show you the network statistics. So for example, here some options has been given. The netstat -a, if the command, if you give netstat -a, then it will display all active ports of your machine. So port, all of you know that port is nothing but it's a port numbers of the active network services. Okay. So for example, FTP is having port number 2021, Telnet is having port number 23, like that. HTTP service is having port number 80. So we have different network services, and if different network services having their own different port numbers. So this port command will display which are the active ports on your machine. Okay. And -e, basically it will show the statistics about your network connection. That means how many packets are sent, how many packets are received, okay, on your network connection. And similarly we have netstat -p, which will display for a specific protocol. So if I say netstat -p TCP, so it will show me all TCP packets, how many TCP packets has been sent from my machine and how many packets are received by my machine. Okay. So let us see the demo of this. Okay. So if I go for netstat -a, it will display all active ports. Netstat -a, sorry, I have given some wrong command. Let us give me CLS. Netstat God, I am giving again the same wrong command. CLS. Okay, so this will give you the active ports of my machine, netstat -a, active connections on my machine. Getting? If I say netstat -e, it will show you the send and receive packets, etc. So see netstat -a. Let this command to be get complete. So this is the basically the states of that connection. Is it an active connection, or it is established, or is it in listening state? Okay. Don't worry about this, because in whenever we are going to see the last chapter, we are going to see what is this TCP, this one, TCP and UDP protocol. So like if I want to see how many ICMP packets are flowing from my machine, so in that case you can give the command like netstat -p, sorry, -s is there, which is used to show first, -s -p, and then if I give ICMP, okay, look at here, netstat, the command that I have given is netstat -s to show, -p for a particular packet, like I have given here ICMP. It means that how many ICMP packets has been received by my machine and how many ICMP packets are sent by my machine. And as all of you know that ICMP packet will have a different types, okay, different types are there. So there will be echo packets, echo reply, source. These are the different types of ICMP packets. In chapter number 4, we are going to see this ICMP protocol. There we understand. So ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. So this protocol having different types of messages. For example, destination unreachable, time exceed, parameter problem, redirection, echo request, timestamp. All these are the messages in ICMP protocol. So it will show you that the statistic that how many packets are sent and how many packets are received in ICMP category, where the type of message is this type of, okay. So it says that total messages ICMP packets are received is 323 and total send is 1748. So out of that, the which are belongs to which category, that is shown below. Like out of this 323, 290 is from destination unreachable category, 18 is from time exceed category, and echo replies are 50. So it will show the detailed statistics of that. So okay, so this netstat you can execute, yeah. So see, -s is to receive, it will show you the statistics for that particular packets, and -e will show you the, yeah, -e will show you the statistic about entire network connection. So if I give netstat -e, so it will show you the statistic of your network connection. So the total number of bytes or packets, unicast, multicast, like packets has been received by machine and sent by machine. So all that details has been shown over here. So all of you please, like I hope that you understand this particular experiment. So what we are going to see here is that we are going to demonstrate IP config command, ping command, ARP command, root command, tracert command, and netstat command. IP config is to see the network details of your machine, okay, that is internet protocol configuration. Ping is basically to test whether other machine is reachable from your machine. ARP is used for basically for mapping IP to physical address. So if you want to see what is a physical address of another machine, so in that case ARP is a protocol used, and you can print the ARP cache by using ARP command. Root is basically used to display the routing table of your machine. Tracert is used for to print it will use for trace the route from your machine to destination machine, how many routers the packet is going to visit when it will be delivered from your machine and reach to the destination. So how many packets, how many routers it has to be visit. And netstat, it is a command to see the network statistics of your network interface or network connection. So all of you, what you are going to do is that you can prepare you can write down the little bit theory about this particular commands. There is no need to write the output, but you can create your file, okay, soft file, soft copy, where you can write or you can demonstrate or you can execute the command, and you can copy that particular output and prepare one file, soft file for all this command, and in journal you have to write down the theory of this all commands, okay. So you have to do one journal, and in journal you have to write the theory behind this particular commands, okay, what this particular command does and what are the different options. And in case of this output, you can run the command, and whichever the output that you are getting, prepare the soft file of that, or you can prepare the word file of that and upload it on Moodle. So if you scroll down, I have already given some like what to do in this particular experiment. So it will just write a journal and also prepare a report containing output of each of above utility, okay, and write down your observation that regarding that particular command. You can upload that file. Two files you have to upload, one is journal and another is the report file, which consists of output of each of above utility. I have already given here one YouTube link, so you can see this YouTube video also to better understanding of this command. But there is one more utility given in this video, that is NSLOOKUP. We do not want to run it right now, but at least you can go for all these above that I have explained right now, okay. So please complete the experiment number 3 and upload your solution on the Moodle.